So what do you think of that? That was just the trailer for the Wiseland Adventures Indev demo, or it's not really a demo because it's not a fenced-in area for the player to really get to know the game. It's literally just an in-depth build of the game, literally the day before it went to alpha. But that's just technicality kind of stuff. Hi, I'm SirTophamHakurei, and this is the RPG Maker game that I've been working on. So welcome, first and foremost, to the Wiseland Adventures Direct, or the Indev Direct. I haven't really figured out the title of this yet. So it's my RPG Maker project that I've been working on for the past couple weeks. Things were kind of happening kind of fast because I managed to find enough time to really sit down and work the living crap out of this game. And my God, is it ready to be showed off to the public in a very, very, very early development stage. And you might be thinking, what are you doing? And to be frank, if Notch can release Minecraft years before the game is ready, I can do the same. And at least I'm not an asshole on Twitter about it, typical Notch behavior, but that's neither here nor there. What is this game? So, what is Wiseland Adventures? Well, Wiseland Adventures is a top-down, turn-based Japanese role-playing game made by a masshole. It is filled with all kinds of weird stuff in it. It's got furries, it's got weirdos, it's got dungeons and all kinds of neat towns, and it's even got some special characters in it. We'll discuss those special characters later. But basically, this game is your typical crackhead autistic person project. And you know what? By God, is it turning out nicely. So let's discuss some places and see some faces. In order of first to last visit, we have Dilford, Neo-Wister, Lavender Amain, Kirk Cobain, and Anthroville. So, let's start with the first. The rule in homely Dilford is where you start your adventure. Here you learn some basic stuff like side quests and how environmental stuff works, and even the reputation system, which we're going to mention later on. It's even home to a mayor who may or may not have been a Bioroid clone of a certain Toronto mayor that may or may not have smoked some substances in private and had it become this huge controversy or whatever. That might be a thing. Then we have Neo-Wister, founded by expats from ye olde Massachusetts, and those who could escape the grasp of Neo-Kobe ended up founding a city that is the worst of the two places. Who could have thought? Home to Hurricane Wilma's and a morally dubious selectman, and it even got a sewer. Because that's the town dungeon, apparently. Every crappy game's gotta have a sewer level, let's be honest. Next is Lavender Amain. Ever wondered if we take this town and mash it up with this town? Well, we end up the Cantonian Central European fusion known as Lavender Amain, home to a large tower full of the undead and people who may or may not have helped end a war in a neutral state of some sort. But that's a lore thing, which we'll talk about later. Then there is Kirk Cobain, which, by the way, we are not affiliated with Turning Point USA or DGC Records, because this town is named after two of history's two most famous gun violence victims. An asshole and a musician. It's even home to a wax museum full of the bastards, including Abraham Lincoln and the main character of the 2003 film, The Room. But last but not least is Anthroville, a town founded by furries and anthers during the Great Furry Exodus, which happened after the Lucifer Alpha outbreak of the 90s and during the Third World War that happened early on in the 21st century, in which furries everywhere trying to escape hate crimes aimed at them went away and formed colonies, including this one Wild West themed one in the land of the Wiselands, which the game takes place in. Home to ANIBA, otherwise known as the Anthro-New England Banking Association, an international furry banking organization. Yeah, they're bankers now. How do you like that? It also has a really great big mansion that you can buy, which we'll discuss later when we mention in passing the real estate system. The Wiselands is a funny place indeed, and with a big continent surrounded by islands, it will be quite the place to explore and find this stuff about. The game's lore is really dense, and it's batshit insane, and it's like that by design, taking place all the way from as early as the 1920s and 30s, all the way up to where the game takes place in the year 2048. All the works that are here on screen right now are all canon to certain degrees. Like, we have all kinds of shit, everything from One Piece to the World War series by Harry Turtledove, to TNO, to fucking Metal Gear and Snatcher of all things. So, honestly, yeah, it's very dense. I plan on making a trailer and some meme edits of the lore, and the lore will be explained in depth at future points. So please stay tuned for those information. Wiseland Adventures will be a tad different. Instead of one big game with one big story, it's going to be a smaller game with several smaller stories called seasons. Each will contain 5 acts and a boss act. The first season that will come with the game at launch will be Fifth Night Snatcher, a crack-fix sequel crossover to Snatcher, and a little unknown title that should have honestly also belonged and should have honestly stayed on the Sega CD, Five Nights at Freddy's. More information on this will be released at a later date, and future story seasons will be added in future updates. Because I'm trying to make the RPG Maker equivalent to Fortnite over here, so please bear with me. Wiseland Adventures will play host to several big mechanics, such as a robust character creation system, mining, farming, and crafting, because apparently we've got to have those around, because otherwise it's not a big boy RPG. It also has a real estate system, totally not based off the one from Fable 2, please don't look into that. A semi-realistic banking system, complete with credit scores. Yes, that's right, you can get a bad credit score, even in the fictional world of a video game. You can even take out loans and use it to buy houses, because you probably can't do that in real life, but you can in Wiseland Adventures. It even has a reputation system where you build relationships with people, places, organizations. You build it up high enough, expect to get some special treatment. Everything from special items to even discounts at the local store. We also have a battle frontier as well, because what Game Freak thinks is cringe, we think of it as gold, because what's one Masuda's trash is another RPG Maker dev's treasure. So do keep that in mind, because we love our battle frontiers over here. The game in the state that's being released is in its Indev state, because if Notch can release a game way before it's finished, we can do it too, motherfucker! And as the demo that is being released isn't really much of a demo because it lacks any guardrails that a real demo has, it's literally just a build of the game! It has 2 dungeons, 2 bosses, 4 towns, all with functional shops and inns, a single side quest that is required to get to one of the towns, and a whole lot of enemies to fight. So fill up your bestiary, grind some shit, and probably go mining or something. And see what you can explore, what we got so far. It's quite promising, I think. Nobody has really given my opinion on the game yet, except from a bunch of outsiders, but, you know. But anyway, we have one last thing to announce. So, check it out. we are proud to announce that in his first video game appearance, Dr. Reyna will be appearing as a character in Wiseland Adventures. He will be accessible after completing a short line of quests in Neo Wister. Once you talk to him, he'll give you a series of GTA-like missions to win his trust, ending in a very special quest based off of one of the songs from the album Wister Hustlin', which is going to come out some point during this year. He will also be available for play at a later date, not as a character, it's just, he'll be available in the game to take the quests from. I should really clarify that, because I wrote that in the teleprompter and didn't really think too much of it. So subscribe, click the notification bell for more information on his cameo appearance. By the time this direct is uploaded, the itch.io page for this game will go live. That's right, fuckers! You can play this game right now! The link is in the description below! It's for Windows PCs at the moment, but if you got Linux, better pour yourself some wine and get playing. I should also remind you this is also a pre-alpha build, so don't expect super huge things. Devlogs will be released on the game's itch.io page, so please follow me and the game on itch for further updates, news, and information. That's it for the Wiseland Adventures Direct. New trailers and lore bits will be released here and on itch.io as well, as also the official Discord server. Until then, see you next time, and well, get to playing! Tell me what you think! I honestly want other people's opinion on what the game is, what the game is like. So, honestly, tell me what you think! Anyway, cheers, and good day.